guys, it's Sarah, and today is BookList Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic we feel like talking about for the week. And this week we are going to be doing some recommendations for some own voices novels. What does own voices mean? That means that it is a book, usually a fiction book, that is written by an author who has the same life experience as what is going on in the book. They share the same ethnicity, they share the same race, they share the same gender, they share the same sexual orientation, anything like that. So it's coming from an author who has these experiences and can speak truly about them in the most authentic way possible. The first one I would recommend is The Poet X, or Really Anything, written by Elizabeth Acevedo. Her books are written in verse. They are young adult, and they are surrounding Dominican American families. Family is a big theme throughout her books, and she herself is Dominican American. So, and her audiobooks are fantastic, and she reads them. And she's a fantastic narrator. They're really great. Helen Huang is another author to go into as well. And she has written a series of books called, it started with The Kiss Quotient. And there were, I think, 3 or 4 other books after that one as well in the same series. They're more companion novels, but they follow different characters. And this is actually own voices in a couple different ways. Number 1, Asian American. And number 2, neurodivergent, because Helen Huang is neurodivergent herself. And so she writes her characters that way. And so it comes from a place of real authenticity that way. Next one is one author that I just love so much, and I really wish he would write more, and that's Khaled Hosseini. He wrote The Kite Runner, and I have read all of his books. They all take place in Afghanistan, which is where he is from. And he writes this country and the scenery so beautifully. I can picture it so clearly in my head, the way that he writes it, and his characters are absolutely fantastic. And they surround fictional accounts of things that have really happened in Afghanistan in the past. So very good. If you want to go into a horror genre, you could go with Stephen Graham Jones. He wrote The Only Good Indians, and he is a Native American author who writes Native American stories and characters, and they are pretty much all horror based, and very, very good writing, and the stories are very clever, and it's horror, so it gets a little weird, but very good. And then one of my favorite books of all time is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. Jason Reynolds is a Black man, and he writes Black characters, and he writes mostly for young adults and some middle grade as well, but his writing is so good. And in Long Way Down, it is written in verse, which I don't read a ton of, but him I will, because the way that he tells a story is just perfection. And then one more that I do want to talk about is TJ Klune. And he has written both contemporary and fantasy. He's more into the fantasy now. And the fantasy ones are the ones that I have been just eating up and enjoying so much. But he is queer, and he writes queer books and queer romances. And his books are just written in such a whimsical, charming way that I love them, and I love his characters, and he's funny, and he's one of my favorites. All right, guys, those are some own voices authors and some of their books that I would definitely recommend if you're looking for something like that. So please let me know some of your favorite own voices down below. I would love to know that as well. And make sure you go check out Lindsay's list today and see who she's talking about. And we will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.